Hello, good evening. Nice to see you all, and congratulations to award winners. Uh, I thought that I would start with something that would be interesting for all of us. And the question, where are we, is quite crucial because nowadays we are in a moment where all of us could be maybe not stuck, but positioned in some kind of emotional and energy matrix. And what do I mean by that? We all are in a places we sometimes do not even realize. Depending on our energy, if it's good energy or not so good, and if it's high level or low level. And starting from the first one, this is a survival zone. This is a place when or where many people nowadays can be. Because of the circumstances we are experiencing right now. Next zone is a burnout zone. And some of us might also be quite close to that. Next zone is a relaxation one. And the fourth one, as you probably assume, is a performance zone. Why do I show you that? Because to all of those zones are linked certain emotions we feel. And I think it's quite a good idea so we could know which emotions are connected with certain areas, zones. For example, in survival zone, there are such emotions as anger, worry, defensiveness, or fears. And when you think of that, you might think of your emotions or your colleagues or family members. The next zone is all about those emotions: exhaustion, happiness, emptiness, sadness, and hopelessness. The next zone is a relaxation one, and it's all about carelessness, relief. We feel quite good in that space. But as I know, and as I speak to my clients, all of them would love to be here and feel those emotions, being optimistic, being at peace, the feeling strong, of course, being certain. But nowadays, it's not so easy. So what can we do with that? I will show you in a second, but first of all, I would like to stop here. This is an example of what our emotions do with our energy and our body. And of course, when we look at this, those who ignite us are like love, happiness, and joy. But there are some emotions we don't like to feel. Some of them we can call, some people actually try to call them that they are not good ones. But when we feel them, they are not bad ones. They are good ones because they bring us some information. And of course, some emotions take us down. But there's one thing we can do straightly and within maybe not seconds, but some minutes even. There's a feeling that ignites us quite quickly. Do you know what it is? Think of an emotion, of a feeling that could take you up right away. If you don't know what it is, I'll show you. This is a gratitude. If you think about something you are grateful for today, it can be something really, really simple. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Some people are grateful just for the fact that they woke up in the morning. Some of us may be grateful for the snow outside of the window, a great cup of coffee, anything. And what I'd ask you to do now is to think about something that you are grateful for. Think about that, but it's not enough to think. Please try to feel it. Feel what are you grateful for. When you start feeling it, be careful what's happening with your feelings now. If you are grateful, yes. And this is something what you can do for yourself, for your siblings, but for your employees, people you cooperate with. If you are sad, furious, angry, whatever happens, we can always take a moment just to think about what we are grateful for. And next thing I would like to share with you is, do you know, maybe not, but it's proven that there's something that uses much more brain power than remembering. What is it? Do you know? What activity of ours takes a lot of energy? It's forgetting, the intentional forgetting. If we try to forget something, for example, the information we get and we don't need them actually, it takes not only time, but it takes a lot of our energy. And we shouldn't be surprised that at the end of the day, we may be exhausted even, because forgetting something intentionally requires the most energy of all the activities. More than remembering, more than being even happy and joyful, forgetting. Why do I mention that? Because in the time of plenty of information, we have those feelings or need for forgetting. And we say very often that it's difficult to forget about something. You saw it, then you feel that you can't unsee it. But we try quite hard because we need to have or to create a space for other information. And the next activity of our brain is also ignoring information or someone or something. And, when we work online, what do we look at? We look at other people's faces, but also we look at our faces. And we are not aware that for the whole day, actually, our brain it have to ignore every information or every picture we see, just to focus on something that is crucial. So take that into consideration. And the next thing I wanted to ask you, how about listening? Because when we talk to someone, sometimes we don't focus on something they say. It means we try to ignore it. It takes energy. But maybe, just maybe, instead of intentionally ignoring it, we might start listening. It takes even less energy. And 5 minutes of focusing on something or someone requires less effort than ignoring it. Think about that. And I wanted to go back to feelings and matrix. When you feel anger, it's something that it's quite good, but we do not appreciate so often the feeling of anger, that emotion. But along with anger comes a lot of energy. And it would be good sometimes to hire it to work for us and others instead of working against us and other people. How to do it? There's also one very, very small thing we can do. I just want you to see again those zones we could be possibly in. But most of people may be in burnout zone, but very often people are nowadays in survival zone, even if they are not consciously aware of that. And when we feel anger, we may think it's not good or I shouldn't feel that. But there's no point maybe in denying it. When you feel angry, you have that energy. And you can, as I said before, hire it for being curious. Why am I angry? Probably because something important for me has happened. So when we try to be curious, when we focus on being curious, we can have more of cognition. But between curiosity and cognition, there's something else we need to focus on. Listening to other people, but listening also to ourselves, our emotions, requires attention and requires something else, a time. Time we don't have enough. Very often people say, I don't have enough time. But as our brains are working heavily nowadays, it is really, really good to have some time for ourselves and other people. And if you don't feel that you have time, it is good to take your calendar and just put a space, some time to plan for myself and other people. Why? Because then you can create also a good emotions. Why? When people hear you, listen to you, they feel better. And when they feel that you are listening to them. So I would say that we all are hungry. We all are hungry for someone else's attention and our attention as well. And this is something I would wish for all of us today and nowadays. Stay hungry, but feed yourself and other people. And I would like to end with words that were said by Minouche Shafik, who is from London School of Economics. And she said that years ago, we needed our muscles for work. Next time, it was a brain. And nowadays, it requires our hearts and feelings. Thank you.